Today we're back looking at r/am I overreacting, which is basically a subreddit where people can put situations went on in their life and together we decide if they overreacted or not. Am I overreacting for wanting to dump my fiance over a birthday cake? Me, 30 female, and my fiance, 32 male, have been together for a little over 2 years and engaged for 1 year and a couple of months. I recently turned 30 1 month ago and it was a big deal to me. I told him so much and I knew exactly how I wanted to celebrate. I requested a specific restaurant because it is a beautiful view, a gift I wanted, and a birthday cake. Typically we take each other out for birthdays and get gifts. The request for the gift was new. The restaurant was not extravagant, $20 per entry. The gift was Jellycat, $35, no cake the day of. I had sent an iPhone note detailing what I wanted because I'm the sort of person who thinks if you don't ask for it, you won't get it. And I knew specifically what I wanted. Sometimes I don't and he surprises me with things and does a great job. The note had a video of the sort of cake I wanted and I wanted a specific filling. It's been over a month since my birthday and I've shared with him how disappointed I was that he didn't get me the cake. I asked if he intended to make it up to me and he said he did. That day was yesterday. We picked it up and I was excited and I thanked him. Even though the top of the cake didn't say what I wanted. I wanted to say 30, flirty and thriving, which references the movie 13 going on 30. And it said welcome to level 30. I didn't say anything about it and I still haven't, and we dropped the cake off at his house and had our date. When we picked it up later for me to take home, he wanted to tell me what the filling was. I told him I knew what it was because I requested it on the note. His face sort of drops and he repeats what filling I requested and goes, I messed up. I started laughing because I'm assuming he's kidding. It was in the note in black and white. How could he have spent good money on a cake and not got the correct filling and mess up what it said? Okay, so I'm gonna pause this for a second because I feel like there's a lot more going on before this. I personally don't believe someone's gonna get divorced over a cake. I have a feeling there's been a bit of a build up and this right here is a breaking point. While he wasn't kidding and the cake was wrong, I felt extremely hurt and left without talking to him. He since texted me saying he'll make it up and fix it, but this was the fix because he originally didn't get it for me. Obviously this isn't our first big fight, but I don't want to drone on. Am I overreacting and dumping for this, or is it genuinely a careless mistake? If he makes it up, should I just look forward, or will this be a life of him ignoring things when I expressly spell it out what I want/need? Okay, so are you overreacting? I'm gonna say yes you are, but also I feel like this isn't the real reason why you're divorcing. Something tells me your husband just doesn't know how to listen to you, and that really gets on your nerves. And honestly, I understand that. You know, if someone doesn't properly listen to you and gets it wrong, I understand why you're annoyed. Do I really believe you're divorcing over a cake? No. I genuinely believe he's been winding you up for a while and this right here is just the breaking point. I think if you're ready to throw in the towel because of a birthday cake, there's a lot more issues going on that you really want to admit. I think the cake is the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, it's time to dump him. That's why I'm saying I don't believe she's divorcing him over a cake. I believe there's a lot more to it. There's obviously been an invisible build up where she's been getting annoyed and this just is the breaking point. That's quite sad, isn't it? Imagine literally getting divorced over a birthday cake. Like, that really does suck. Am I overreacting? I'm upset my GF referred to me as her friend. My girlfriend referred to me as her friend. Am I overreacting? Yesterday my long distance girlfriend called me as it's our usual Thursday evening plan. She was on top of a mountain for either a hike or run training with a group. Someone asked who she was calling. She said my friend from Connecticut. I feel a bit uncomfortable and upset that she did not refer to me as her boyfriend. In my mind I wouldn't refer to her as my friend unless I was no longer interested in a relationship with her. Am I overreacting, or is this a valid concern? I've had some struggles recently with me being upset that I'm getting less than the bare minimum in terms of communication and affection. I brought this up and feel as though it has immediately turned to me every time. I'm not sure what to do about this situation. Text between us about the situation attached. Before I read the text messages, I want to know a few things. Have you ever met this girl and how old you are? By the sounds of it, they could be in their 20s. Then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking what happens if she's got like a boyfriend in real life and he's her second boyfriend? Like, that could be going on here. I'm just your friend in Connecticut. Question mark, you're my friend and you are in Connecticut. Are you embarrassed to call me your boyfriend? No, I literally call you on top of a mountain. I think you're being insecure. I haven't felt many reasons to be secure in this recently. Glad we can agree on something. That was also what I expected. I'm not able to express any feelings about a communication or anything to do with the relationship without it being turned right back in me. My feelings are valid too. Yes, they are, and you're right. And you wouldn't say you wouldn't have any feelings about me talking about you as a friend instead of my girlfriend. Okay, I won't lie. These replies are cold from her. Like, I just get no life from her. Something tells me she doesn't want to be with you. I would not mind. Friend is a powerful word in connection to another human. To me, calling me your friend instead of your boyfriend at best means you don't want to claim me or embarrass to be with me. At worst, it means you want to appear as though you're single. Maybe you wouldn't think that way, but it's not something I prefer to hear. I think you're blowing this way out of proportion. I'm tired of walking in eggshells around you. But are you though? Are you really walking around eggshells? Because by the way, I'm actually with him. Like, he actually seemed to have a point. What I've gotten from her responses is she just doesn't care. She's cold. And it does make me think either one of two things. She's got a boyfriend in real life and she's with her friends and they don't know about this guy. Or she just wants to be single and not with him. I don't know. That's weird. Like, are you overreacting? No, I don't think you are. Like, I'm actually with you. The way she keeps trying to turn it around on you is very telling. I know, like, that is very manipulating, isn't it? It's kind of like you express it, you're not happy, and she's like, oh, well, this is how I feel. You know, you should just feel this way as well. If you're in a relationship with someone and they refer to you as their friend, that's not right. Like, there's a difference between being a friend and a boyfriend/girlfriend. There's a big difference. difference. All your responses are reasonable and fair and well spoken. Hers are not. You're not overreacting. That's what I was saying, like he's not overreacting. Something quite clearly is going on there. Either she's not happy and doesn't want to be with him, or she's got a boyfriend in real life. And then yet again, they also are online boyfriend and girlfriend, like in a long distance online relationship. I'm guessing if it's long distance, they've met each other. Have they? I don't actually know, and yet again, I don't know how old they are. Quite clearly, she has no time or energy for you, so I would just recommend for you to dump her and get another girlfriend. Get a girlfriend who actually cares for you. Am I overacting? And my partner keeps getting so drunk he wets the bed. I'm honestly at a complete loss right now. We've been together for 3 years and he definitely struggles with alcohol addiction. He has now started wetting the bed when he gets too drunk, and I feel like I'm nearing the limits at this point with his alcohol consumption and what it does to our lives. He went to a wedding last night and I opted not to go because I don't want to be around him when he's partying. I let him borrow my camper that I just bought a brand new mattress for so that he could spend a night there. I've also been planning on selling the mattress because it's not quite the right size. Anyways, this morning I discovered that he had piss all over the mattress last night. I was obviously upset, and the first thing he said to me was, "Hello honey, nice to see you too," which honestly feels manipulative to me. Like, you just ruined a brand new mattress, of course I'm upset. Then when I told him I was disappointed, he yelled at me and told me he's disappointed in himself, so why would he want to hear that from me? Am I overreacting here? Is it wrong for me to be upset with him? Absolutely not. Like, quite frankly, if you're not happy, leave. I understand if you have a few too many drinks and accidentally wet the bed as an accident. If it's a one-time thing, it's not too bad. However, by the sounds of it, this is a thing he does a lot, and you know, for you being his wife or partner or whatever you are, you can't be putting up with that. He also did mention about the fact that he does have an alcohol addiction and he's aware of that, so I'm now wondering if this will ever be sorted out or if this is a thing you're just gonna have to put up with forever. He's disappointed in himself, but what steps has he taken to address his issue to make sure this doesn't happen again? None. We literally have sheets still hanging to dry from last weekend when he wet our bed in our house. We've had so many conversations about steps to take, but he doesn't do anything. Well then, honestly, you should just leave. Quite frankly, he knows he's got an issue, you know he's got an issue, you've tried to help him and he doesn't want that help, so why should you put up with him wetting the bed? You don't want to be around him when he drinks, and instead of not drinking an event, he's okay with you staying at home. He obviously has an addiction and needs help, but unless he's willing to get help, you will always be less important than alcohol. Is that what you want your life to be like? That's why I'm saying, unless he actually takes steps to better himself, then it's not going to get better, and that's the issue. You're below the alcohol. Like, alcohol is literally above you, and that right there is another issue to talk about. A lot of people in this country love to drink a lot. If you want to drink, that's fine. However, there's a lot of people who quite frankly are alcoholics, functioning alcoholics, and some people are fine with living like that. Like, they've basically normalized it. I'm just not one of them people, you know. I don't touch alcohol, first of all because it makes me vomit. Like, it reminds me of having really bad acid refluxes. However, for you, I feel like the best thing to do in your situation is just to sit down and say, right, I'm not happy, I'm not dealing with this. Either you try to fix a problem and I'll stay with you, or you ignore the problem and I'll leave you. Are you overacting? No, I'm with you. Like, quite frankly, what you're putting up with is unacceptable. Am I overacting for telling my wife to wear a different swimsuit? My wife 27 and I 28 have been vacationing for Europe for the past week. We'll continue on for another week. We're fortunate to spend 2 weeks in Spain. We've been doing the same trip for the past couple of years. Since my wife is from Europe, we usually visit family towards the end of the trip. This year, 2 couples we're good friends with joined us. One couple had planned to come with us in 2022 but had to cancel due to an unexpected pregnancy. This year they managed to arrange for the grandparents to watch their 2-year-old so they could join us. Another mutual couple who also have kids heard about the trip and asked to come along as well. The 6 of us met up in Barcelona and flew into Mallorca together. The trouble actually started before the trip because since we've been to Spain before, I know my wife likes to enjoy the European culture, like wearing skimpy bathing suits and often going topless or even fully nude. Okay, so I'm gonna guess this guy isn't from Europe. I'm from Northern Ireland, so we don't have any nude beaches here. However, they're a pretty big thing in Europe. Like, I do know in Europe there's a lot of nude beaches. My friends have been to them, trust me. Like, they've literally turned up to a beach and there's just naked people everywhere. While I've grown up accustomed to it, I still feel a bit strange knowing she's topless slash naked in public. I understand it's my own perceived American prudity, but I try to see it from her perspective and respect that it's her body and her choice. She does have a great body, so I can't complain. See, that right there is the issue though. I feel like you're looking at it from a different way that she is. Obviously she's got a great body, that's amazing. However, people in nude beaches don't go to the beach to look at other people's bodies. They just go to the beach, so it means that they can be naked and be in the beach. Her going to that beach has got nothing to do with having a great body. It's just because she wants to go to the beach naked. However, knowing my friends and their wives and knowing some background information that one is struggling with body image issues after having kids, I hinted that maybe this time she should pack something with a bit more coverage. She got annoyed and asked what I meant. I explained that I thought it would be awkward if she dressed up as she usually does with all our mutual friends around. This didn't go over well. We finally agreed to disagree and she said she wouldn't go topless near anyone we knew. For the first few days we rented a sailboat with a captain, so there was lots of sun. My wife didn't go topless but wore the skimpiest bikini she must have bought before the trip because I had never seen it before. It's basically a thong and a tiny top. While she looked amazing in private, it felt awkward in front of our friends and the captain. She was dressed quite differently from everyone else. I argued with her and asked her to please wear another swimsuit. She said I was overreacting and acting like her dad, if not being misogynistic. She is right that in terms terms of what you see in the beach in Spain, it's not that crazy. However, you just wouldn't see this in parts of the USA where I'm from. Am I overreacting here? We just finished the sail trip, but have another 5 days on the beach with this argument still ongoing. My friends haven't said anything, but I almost feel them judging. Both of our wives have very conservative swimsuits, and I might be going crazy, but I do feel like they're judging her. I don't see why it's such a big deal to wear a more conservative swimsuit just to make sure everyone is comfortable. Are they uncomfortable though? I haven't mentioned that. Like you said, oh, they've been, you know, given weird looks. However, they haven't actually said that they're uncomfortable. I feel like what's actually going on here is that you're not happy with your wife being at the beach and, you know, not wearing a lot. But then, like, if you go to a beach, what are you supposed to wear? She was just brought up like that, you know, that's what they're like in Europe. There is obviously a difference in culture. An American beach is completely different to a European beach, and I feel like that's probably why it's so shocking to you, just because you're used to going to beaches and seeing them a different way compared to what they're like in Europe. If your friends are uncomfortable with skimpy bathing suits, then they shouldn't vacation in Spain. That's what I'm thinking. Also, he was talking about how her swimsuit isn't as crazy as some of the others in Spain. So, like, what is the real issue? The sounds of it, people are doing much worse than your wife. Worry about how your wife feels, not how your friends feel. How he thinks they feel. As far as I can tell, they haven't said anything. It's very possible they don't care. Sounds like he's the one who's uncomfortable, not them. That's what I was saying. Like, they literally haven't mentioned anything about being uncomfortable. I just think he doesn't want his wife to be like that at the beach, which I understand if that is your wife. However, yet again, that's normal for her. Is she also tanning? Like, I'm so sorry. Do you think she's gonna be happy with massive tan lines? I know I look extremely white, like I actually look invisible right now. If I ever do get a tan, like, I don't want tan lines. So are you overreacting? I'm gonna say you are, but then I also do understand why you might feel that way. There's either two reasons you feel like that. You're not happy with the fact that your wife is at a beach and in a bikini, or you're just not used to it. It's a cultural thing. Am I overreacting about my husband telling my family my accomplishments aren't that big? Okay, so we've just read the title and I'm gonna say you're not overreacting. If you have a partner who does not celebrate your accomplishments, dump them. They don't love you. I, 41 female, have been a stay-at-home mum for 12 years. It wasn't my plan or wish, but kids needed me to be home, so that's what I did. As I've gotten older, I've tried to get back into the field, only to be rejected again and again, and told that I've been home too long. My self-esteem about the whole situation is pretty dang low. With rising costs and my declining mental health status, my husband suggested I come work for him as a job hunt, just to get out of the house a bit and feel better that I'm contributing something. He is the manager of a Noodles & Co. He's made enough to support our family in a single income and works very hard. I've always been proud of his ability to do so. I have fun at work, and doing something has helped me shake off the negative feeling, and I've started thinking about other areas I can look at for careers. Well, at all these places, there was always something the company wants you to push. At Noodles, among others, they want you to make it a meal. It's not hard to do. If someone orders a drink, it's literally only 85 cents more to get a cookie or Rice Krispie bar. That's my selling point, and most people are eyeing them anyways. I can get up to 30 making a meals in a 4-hour shift. Doesn't sound like much, but the days I'm not there, they barely sell 20 all day. I was telling my parents this the other day. My mum worked in retail her whole life and knows the game, and was happy I found something to feel good about. But my husband, he's sitting there listening to me explain all this and decides to jump in and say, well, that also includes online sales and people just buying them themselves too. She doesn't actually do that much. Oh, that right there is nasty. I don't like that. Like, I really don't. I don't like the fact that she's happy she's explaining something that she's accomplished and he's just chatting it. She literally had a big sparkle and he's just poured like water all over it. Like, he's basically dampened her sparkle. I know it seems small and it's just fast food and so ridiculous, but it broke my heart. I've spent 4 of the last 12 years broken. I lost my career and I'm essentially inheritable. Have no skills, no job history. Finally felt like I was doing something and he couldn't let me have it. As stupid as it is, I pulled him aside and told him he didn't have to belittle me like that in front of my family. He said that this isn't what he was doing and he just thought they should know that or some other factor, because somehow it matters more than me feeling the least bit proud. Am I overreacting, or is that truly a dick move? Like I said at the very beginning, you're not overreacting. That is just a dick move. You've had an accomplishment, something you're happy about, and he's just decided to make you feel bad about it. Is it maybe an ego thing because, you know, he's so used to having the power, he's the one who works, and now that you've got a job and you're happy about it, he doesn't like that? I really don't like that. Like, that type of behavior is a massive red flag. You're not overreacting. Our struggles and accomplishments are relative to our perspective. We only get to fully develop our self-esteem when we feel a sense of love and belonging. Sounds like you feel that at work and not at home. And minimizing that is not exactly a helpful contribution from what I understand. That's what I'm saying. Like, by the sounds of it, he doesn't sound very happy. And it makes you wonder why. Why are you not happy about your wife, who is the mother of your children, being happy about something? What about that makes you feel angry? Not overreacting. I'm not sure why your husband could not have let you have your moment to shine, but it was an a-hole move in his behalf. Is it jealousy? Like, I'm trying to think in my head why he would do that. In front of her family as well. Was his ego maybe hurt? Was he not happy that, like, she was getting the attention, that she was happy? Some people out there do not like to see people happy. That is a fact. There's people out there who are just negative 24/7. They're like a virus. They want to make you feel negative as well. And maybe that husband was so used to seeing you not happy, and now that you're actually happy, it makes him unhappy. I don't know. Something about that's weird, isn't it? Well, anyways, guys, let's leave that video there. That is r/am I overreacting. If you see me looking more Reddit stories like this, let me know, definitely will. Press subscribe subscribe, and see you all tomorrow for another video.